Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Blerd Confidential, the movie review edition. So today we're going to be doing a review of The Fifth Element, and right now I got Johnny,
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I got Q,
Was good.
and then myself, I am James, Anonymous Rex, whatever you want to call me today or tomorrow, but don't call me outside my name. Otherwise, we got a box, head up, let's go. But today, beyond all that,
How about this? This is a long AKA, but it's all good. We're the Blerd, and welcoming fellow Blerds or fellow nerds of all types, and a little movie review, something that we talked about doing, but just haven't gotten around to. So we're finally stopped being lazy and actually going to do it. So yeah.
yeah, hopefully we might do some more of these. We had fun watching this together. At least I can say I had fun watching this with y'all. Being as socially distant as we are right now, we all remoted in, but hey, it was a flawless victory in my book on that situation. And thank you, Sir Johnny, of High Throne, for putting that together for us. I appreciate that, sir. So yeah. Drop that mic, bust it open.
Yeah, that's right.
Make it pop the bottles.
Because we were out here struggling on figuring out how to watch stuff live together at the same time without doing it old school over the phone. It's like, hey, what part you want? Can you imagine?
Right. All right. Get ready. Are you ready? You got your finger on the button? Press play now.
You like, oh man,
that ain't getting it for me.
Nope. Oh man, my bad. I missed it. Start over. Yeah.
I gotta pause. I gotta pee. Not right now.
Oh man.
Oh, which one you on? We on minute 40 minutes and 13, 14, 50. Hit pause now. 60. Did you get it? I'm on 18. My bad. We're gonna have to move the bar a little bit.
It kind of did that though, because
but no,
with the whatever
it did.
We were
I think what happened.
No, go ahead.
I think it was the internet connection that happened or something like that, because I know somebody had to drop out and rejoin.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was you.
That was me.
You had to drop out and rejoin.
Damn AT&T.
Yeah, and knock the sync out. So. Yeah, I've had my war stories with that.
I think that was a Discord issue, though.
It could have been. That very well could have been an issue with that too.
That's possible.
So,
but anyway,
hey guys, we're still trying to figure this out.
Yeah, look, we're new to this. We old. Not really. They're old. I'm mostly young.
I don't know about you. I don't have an age. So I'm neither old or young. I'm just here.
I feel you.
Until I'm not.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Charter Grade.
But but so yeah, the movie that we're actually gonna be talking about today is, in my opinion, a sci-fi classic. I enjoyed
that mount.
Hey, yeah.
That is a sci-fi classic. Yeah. It is sci-fi.
It was sci-fi to me. I'm saying.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either. But The Fifth Element. And for all the very few people who haven't seen this, or maybe some young people who never heard of this movie, it is a sci-fi French film it was directed by Luc Besson, starring Luke Perry. You're definitely gonna have to Google that. and it features
Luke Perry co-starring everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. But and it features Mila, I always mess up her last name. Is it Jovovich? Jovovich. All right.
Jovovich.
I think this is one of her first action films that kind of helped propel her to the way we know her now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. This is one of her first action films before her earliest acting credits go to Roseanne. No. I take that back. It's Married with Children. It's Married with Children.
And the pronunciation is Jovovich.
Jovovich or
Jovovich.
Hey, some people go with. I'm not even gonna go into that.
Jovovich. Yeah, we call it Jovovich.
We're gonna be country. We're gonna be as country as we actually are.
Hey,
Jovovich.
Yep.
Hey, it's the American way to butcher somebody's name, man. You know how it goes. This is what I'm gonna call you.
Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna call you MJ. We'll leave it at that.
Right. So everybody know if they ever worked with me, they know I have no problem looking at a name on a piece of paper and calling it out. Right. Add the ED.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't care what your name is. Like if I see it on that piece of paper, I'm gonna try it. I will try it in a heartbeat. And then if I butcher it, you can tell me, no, it's actually, I appreciate it because I was just doing my best to call out the person that I was looking for. But I will butcher a name in a heartbeat with no hesitation.
Hey, that's fine. I'll ask you how to pronounce it.
You can count on me.
You know who I'm talking to. And this is also
right. You know your name.
Another movie that had Bruce Willis in it as well. So it's
he made a brief appearance.
Yeah, he was there. You know. No, the reason we're laughing at the Luke Perry thing is one. What was he famous? Was it what show was that back in the day? He was famous for
90210.
There you go. And so it's funny because when you watch the film, he gets like a top headline billing, like it'll say starring all the way down, and it says Luke Perry, but the man was in the movie for damn near just 10 seconds. Not really, but that's how I feel.
All right. For the full length, I can't get into this. How long was it, Johnny?
8 minutes.
Yeah, that's literally about it.
Yeah.
He's in literally at 3 minutes and 13 seconds in, and then his exit is at 11 minutes and 9 seconds.
Yeah, he came in.
Tell me.
Spoke a few bars and dipped. Said, mail my check.
He dropped a hot 16 and walked right out the door. He was like, I holler at you. Like, I'll see you on pre-midnight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. But,
he went in.
So the story goes, there's this entity that's just, yes, don't act like I'm butchering this, but it's just called evil. There's an entity called evil that is supposed to be out here to eradicate human life, and Earth is next on the chopping block. That's just how it goes. Y'all know how it is. And movie first starts in like 1914, and then it fast forwards 300 years later, because apparently the entity comes every 5,000 years. And so you have Bruce Willis's character. He's just your typical dude, ex-military. Now he's a cab driver, and then you have Mila. Yeah, her. Jovovich. There we go. Okay. Yeah. She is what's called the fifth element, which is some weapon that is used to fight evil. Damn, I think about it. That's so on the nose.
Yeah. A weapon created to destroy evil. Now, to give a little context with this, right? To give a little context in this also, when it comes to this, there are 5 parts of this. That's why this movie is called The Fifth Element.
Yes.
So you have the 4 major elements: earth, wind, fire, and water.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the ultimate weapon, which is the 5th element. Now, it breaks down into 2 sections. If evil triumphs, life gets destroyed, which is the one prophecy that it mentions of. The other half of the prophecy is if they get to the chosen one, the protector, the hero, and get the 5th element in the right place, basically, you can defeat evil.
Yes, literally.
And that's where, literally, it is a simple concept,
yes.
done in the most eccentric way.
Yep. And then, of course, Bruce Willis is your reluctant hero. He just kind of falls in. Well, the plot falls into his lap, literally.
Right.
Oh man. So it goes with that. They find out that Evil also has partnered up with Gary Oldman's character, who is called Mr. Zork, and who
is a arms dealer.
Is he? I know
John Baptiste.
Say that again.
Say that again, Johnny.
John Baptiste Zorg.
Oh,
yes.
Hey, he got to give us his full government.
Hey, but Johnny pulled it off just right because.
But is it John? Because it's spelled like Gean. So is it?
So it'll be Jean, I guess.
Jean?
It'll be Jean. Jean, yes.
Yes.
Some Gene. John.
Yeah.
Gene. Zorg.
That don't even sound threatening.
John Baptiste. Because I'm sure there's an E in that name too. Jean Baptiste.
Like imagine
Zorg.
Imagine you got beef with somebody and some nigga named Jean is coming to check you. You're like, man, who?
There's no way you can take him seriously.
Bruh.
No way.
What's your name again? Say it one more time. Like, hey, Mike, come over here. What's your name again? Say it for me. Just say it one time.
Hey,
John.
Okay. I'm not playing with you,
Spell it,
man.
Spell like is it John? Joan? John? No, it's Jean.
Hey.
So there's Gene. They call you Gene?
I guess that's why he goes by Mr. Zork. He realized early, yo, man, that name's not threatening, man. I gotta go with the last name on this one. But
how many people did he kill for just doing it?
I'm sorry. So his full government name is John Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg.
That's gangster.
Yes, he does give his full name when he introduces himself.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
I'm sorry. I'm just it's just maybe me being ignorant. But I was going when I hear the name Emmanuel, I think y'all know where I'm driving to.
You talking about HBO After Dark?
We all hear the name Emmanuel. A bald head. It doesn't come to my mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
No, I thought about Cinemax After Dark. It was like after 12:30. HBO Emmanuel comes on, like stuff that you weren't supposed to watch.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? Sneaking up, turn the volume down. So nobody knows.
I'm glad they briefly mentioned his full name. That's all I got to say.
That is true though. Also, another fun thing about this is, never mind, we'll get into that. Let's finish the story. So, all right. So Zorg is tasked with actually trying to find the fifth element and actually keeping it so it can't be used against evil. Still on the nose, but it's fine. Let's roll with it. So when the fifth element is awakened, or in this case Lilu, which is her name, because Bruce Willis pulled one of our moves because her name is like basically 30 verses long.
38 characters long.
So he said, "Hey man, that's too long. You got something shorter?" Like a typical.
It's a Isley Brothers song long.
Yeah.
Like if you ain't never listened to Isley Brothers and they full form.
Hey, 8-minute tracks.
In Between the Sheets is almost 8. In Between the Sheets was 8 minutes long. Mm-hmm. Look. 8 minutes long of In Between the Sheets. Mm-hmm. You only need 4 songs on the tape now.
Nah, see, so the move that was that long because that's how long they anticipated you'll last. So you're supposed to just blow through that in 8 minutes.
I guess they said make it sweet love.
Yeah, a whole stroke's worth.
One stroke, just one single stroke.
Johnny. Yeah. The question was, should you or should you not stand up in it?
Man, you gotta stay all the way in
it. Okay.
Just
you don't know a doggone thing. I don't know.
Back to move. Okay, so me and them. What's the name?
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
So Lilo and Stitch, they went in and they had to go fight evil.
Yeah, pretty much. And they go on this little they go on a vacation to Lost in Paradise. Oh, Chris Tucker's in the movie too.
By the way.
Yeah. He plays a radio
Lost in Paradise. Come on, man.
Hey, it's either you love his character or you hate it. It's no in between. I enjoyed it.
Well, if you hate it, don't talk to me anymore. We don't have to talk.
I mean,
that's just okay.
People were like, his character was annoying. It's like, that was the purpose. That was really the purpose.
I found it entertaining. I didn't see the annoyances anyway.
I mean, think about if you go meet any Hollywood person or the radio person, and all of a sudden shit pop off, and there's people busting. You know, you got explosions. How you think they gonna act? They not gonna be like they not. Everybody not John McClane. They not finna just say hit this thing running.
It's either me screaming a whole bunch of expletives or me screaming like a little girl. So there ain't any options there. If I ain't got nothing to shoot back with, yeah, I'm screaming. You ain't got to ask me twice.
Yeah,
I'm screaming. I'm screaming. You're going to see my big self run across, and I'm dusting everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm pushing everybody out the way. I'm only saving women and children. That's it.
There you go. And so the movie goes.
You're a man, you get pushed down.
Hey, they're able to retrieve all the stones, which is part of the weapon. Them and Lilu are able to escape the Floston Paradise ship or the cruise ship, and then they head back to Earth. And for some reason, it's always at a temple or like apparently the pyramids do everything. So the pyramids also house the weapon too. Fine, whatever, it's cool. And so they go there, they figure out how to work the weapon, and then they're able to actually destroy evil, literally. All right, so yeah. At least until the next 5,000 years. They don't ever talk about that, but hey, you know, we'll go with it. So that's
but it's one of those movies, like if it did have like a second part, I don't know if it could really follow it up, but if it did, it would have to happen like 4 years, 5 years in.
Yeah.
Not 7 or 8 or 10.
I mean, the only way you could have done that movie is somehow Lilu and Corbin Dallas, which is Bruce Willis' character, turned to like basically work for the military and start doing like espionage missions. Because other than that, it kind of closed out with no room for a sequel, if you look at it.
No, I mean, the sequel would end up being a prequel to like what led up to Lilu entering the picture and all that. I mean, that would have been the only way to run that story. I mean, anything else just been, I don't know. I mean, it's been a waste of time.
And we even look at.
I mean, look at it this way. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, that'd be true, but then again, we know how prequels tend to end up. So,
yeah.
Some of them are, most of them are not good. I started to sit into it some, and no, correction, most are not good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a cash grab.
There's very few stories where you're like, I want to know how we ended up to this point. I think some of the issues is you already know how these characters end up, so the stories become somewhat pointless unless you're just gonna do something over the top and fun. Sure, but you can't really tell a lot of good, deep, compelling stories unless you're doing like a character analysis or something like that. But
yeah. Now I could say that this one could possibly do the prequel because this is the thing. This happens every 5,000 years.
Yeah.
And so think about it this way also. They were in a pyramid, okay, talking about this prophecy that it happens every 5,000 years. That's not the first instance of that happening when they were in that pyramid.
Yep.
Meaning that this had to happen before that, and then they put those hieroglyphs in the pyramid.
It will happen
in order to make that happen.
See, it'll happen. Well, then again, how would that work? Because we were in 1914. Unless we're gonna talk about before we start actually keeping time. where would it happen in 5 minutes? Because I think we're missing. So
the moral of the story, I mean, I guess we say all this to say this: there could be no sequel. I'm just saying,
because like
no sequel, only prequels. Because otherwise, you waiting for another 5,000 years for this to happen again, just to get a swing at it.
And then think about this. Imagine if this happened during Jesus times or biblical times. Man, they were boned. They have zero technology. Like, what are you gonna do? You won't even know it's coming.
They had the fifth element. See, this would explain
not fifth.
All
the fifth.
A fifth of hen. What would I not do?
Okay,
for a fifth of hen right now. So, but
Johnny James, I got this. I hear you. But let me throw this out here. think about early biblical times, and all of a sudden they see those space aliens. You know, that would be a fun story.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. I'm waiting for you to finish that one. Because I can finish it for you.
I'm just imagining the reaction.
I can finish it for you.
Go ahead.
You seen all those paintings on the wall, and like they were talking about people were in the North American scene for a very long time because there's carbon dating on the walls from where they're drawing giants on the wall. Mm-hmm. Those are your giants. That was 5,000 years ago. That's why they showed up.
You think you're right?
Because
you know what? Another thing.
Think about it.
This also would have sparked a war too. Imagine if you were the select few who got to see the aliens, and now that becomes your god. And we already know how Christianity and Catholicism and all that stuff can be historically. There would have been a whole nother crusade war just talking this way, like, hey man, I know these real tangible giants I seen. They brought us this
you lying.
Planet saving weapon, yo.
You lying. You lying and the truth ain't in it.
You know,
ain't that how the old folks say?
Yep. You know, Johnny, you're right. A prequel would be interesting because I'm seeing all kind of stories. You can tell how that impacts, because the story would just be how meeting these aliens impact the society as a whole.
And see, my thing is, once again, this had to happen for at least a minimum of 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Because the only other way that this shows up, the only way you can make this work is if you went into the situation of those, the race that is the caretakers for the fifth element and that are also the guardians of the stones are called the Monishawans.
Yes.
So with the Monishawans, if they came in, the only way you can make this work is if you told the story from their perspective of them coming in and telling these people that, hey, in 5,000 years, evil will be here to destroy you. Now, there's only so many ways that you can fix this. So if you let them get away with it this way, then it happens this way. But, that's about one of the only ways I can think of that it will come through.
Imagine, hold on, here you go. Evil go appear. Oh, the devil's coming back? Sure, yeah, that thing. just here, be prepared.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's what you got to call it. That's what you got to fight. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
This is how you beat it. Like I'm giving you the playbook right now. This is how you beat this thing. But it will be here in 5,000 years, and they'll be back 5,000 years after that. So you better make sure you pass this knowledge on to somebody.
Oh man,
because you got 5,000 years. But think about that also. You saw these, but you have to get people invested and to believe it to actually carry it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost cult mentality in a way, because the way that cults will get you in is that they give you all these promises. They make you feel like this is a part of a community, but then they give you a expiration date.
Yep.
Like you got 10,000 years, and then we're getting on this comet and we're rolling off. Scientology right there. Scientology 101. Hellbop. We're gonna get on this rocket, this comet, and we're gonna sail this comet off to wherever, to Never Land.
Yeah. See, wait, hold on. I thought,
but that's the way you can make it work.
I thought you were supposed to get like Goku powers, Jedi powers if you join Scientology. I thought that's what they said.
All of you get a puppy too. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I'm down for the puppy.
I heard that it come with like a lifetime supply of cornflakes, but I mean, if you like cornflakes like that,
or cornflakes or the regular cornflakes, it's different.
Bro, it's cornflakes. It ain't frosted. Like this ain't frosted flakes.
Never mind. Then we can't talk.
Yeah, it's like.
And look, if it's called frosted cornflakes, then it's bootleg still, because the Tony the Tiger is on frosted flakes.
Yeah, that's them. Instead of it's good, they aight type cereal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I want Tony the Tiger, not Larry the Lion. So we got to make sure we get the Tiger. Yeah, yeah.
They straight.
Yeah, mediocre cornflakes with some sugar.
They
They straight. You
how they taste? I mean, they aight. I mean, Are you hungry?
Hey,
Yeah,
right,
I mean, it'll be
so,
fine.
hey, it don't matter then.
You got some sugar I can dump in this cereal?
Oh man.
It's cereal.
So
It's cereal.
about
Ain't no
this,
extra E in it nowhere.
here's one thing. I also noticed one thing about this movie too. The people who made it, I don't know if it's just because they couldn't give the instructions, but the people who made the entire weapon, they were kind of assholes because they left like 0 instructions. So like,
It was Zord. It was Zord. Zord straight. He is the arms dealer. And in fact, I give you another thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you catch the receptionist when she's showing, like when they focus on the receptionist,
Mm-hmm.
it is that gun behind her head on the computer screen.
Really?
Yes.
Let me go back.
So that gun, like when Mr. Shadow's calling.
Mm-hmm.
So by the way, I need to point this out, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
When evil calls you, do you answer the phone?
Hell yeah. I mean, no.
You say no if you want to, but it's coming for you.
No, I ain't gonna answer. Like treat him like a bill collector and like act like somebody else.
Hey, tell him I ain't here.
Man,
My daddy said he's
Right.
not here.
He don't eat.
oh.
Don't eat West.
I mean,
Let me tell you.
Those pizza.
Wing Shack, how can I what's your order?
he gonna be like, hey, yo, we looking for
Shit in the background.
No. Hold on. Wings and shit. Wings and shit. What you want? I want a 6 piece and some fries. You want a large or medium? Don't worry about it. We only got medium boxes. You want to buy 2 medium boxes? Mm-mm. You want Kool-Aid? All right. We need 6 wings and 2 boxes of fries and some Kool-Aid. Give them the big cup. Give them the 32 ounce.
Hey man, but you know what? That is true though. That's for both of us. So that's for his firearm. He left 0 instructions, and for the Fifth Element, how to use it, there's 0 instructions. Imagine if Lilu just didn't wake up.
Boy, Earth would have been done. I thought about that. I thought about that. It was like, when they destroyed that ship, the only thing they got was a hand and a glove or a gauntlet and a suitcase handle.
Yep.
And they say it's enough living tissue in this. It's more than enough for what I need to do to bring her back. And to mention that, I'm going to bring this up about technology.
Mm-hmm.
So some of that in this movie, just real quick, look, that's what a 3D printer looks like 300 years from now. Yep. When they can start rebuilding your entire body and rebuilding you just from the genetic code or the DNA that you left behind. They got calcium machines, living tissue. My question is how do they do the heart, the liver, the lungs, like
what about the personality? Like, how do you replicate that?
Oh, man, see, that's the question.
We'll download that. That's software.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just software. So,
but they say your cells are embedded with some of your memories. Who knows?
But that's like as far as the artificial stuff or like the internals, just do like they did in Repo Man, make artiforms that function just like. But then again, if we go with Repo Man, nobody will be able to afford it because a heart would cost like a few $1 million. So.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Look, kidneys. Hearts $1 million, kidneys are at least $750 a piece.
Oh. So even in the future, the regular guy gets screwed. Got it. All right.
Yes, absolutely. Did you not notice Corbin Dallas served for the military? Look at that little bungalow that he lives in, that little 1-bedroom shanty.
Yeah, the man's living in the shanty house,
and he was a
hero.
I'm gonna give you another piece. He was a hero, but you want to know what he did? I figured it out.
What's that?
If you listen to him, I'm sorry, I'm pouring liquor. If you listen to him, when he's on the phone with Finger, and he told him that it's time for his overhaul, and Bruce Willis tells him, who's like, no, it's good. it's fine. He was like, it's not fine. Well, like it'll be different. Like this is different when you were flying, like when we were in combat and we got missions that we need to do. He was like, Finger, we're not. I'm a cab driver now, not a space fighter. Corbin Dallas was a space fighter.
So he was a pilot.
When he had his time, he was a pilot. He was a major, a part of the Space Force, apparently, because.
So the same Space Force that Trump created?
Yeah. You want me to tell you? Hold on. I got one more for you. Where was the Space Force when they gave them permission to fly in and then they get destroyed? Where was the Space Force then?
Hey, that's
think about it.
That's what I think I asked was.
Think about it.
Think about the end of the movie. Why isn't every available ship at least doing like a last line of defense right there at Earth? You would think that we would have blockaded the planet.
You would think Floss in Paradise would have an escort.
That too. Because you're going through international going through star space. So you don't know what. Obviously, there's aliens. We only get to meet like three species, but obviously there's other alien life around. So we don't know if there's any hostile or anything. But then it also makes sense why he also knew how to fly a Zork ship too. So
yeah.
So thinking about it.
But that's me jumping ahead. So back to I guess I mean think about it this way with the whole thing with them bringing Lilu back. Like after that, I'll start with that once again. Where was the Space Force? Because one, they ended up in space and they gave permission for them to enter space. Yeah. And this is when the president is talking to the priest saying, hey, the priest is like, I gotta be here. It's like, there's nothing more that you can do. Their ship has already, no. This is before that. This is before that. When he was pleading with them that this is something greater than you understand. Yeah. Like the people that are trying to get in are the ones that can save us. They have the necessary tools. We've been waiting 5,000 years for this entity to show up, and they were coming back with the tools so we can take care of this.
Yep.
But they gave them permission. The military gave them permission to fly in
and didn't provide.
But there was nobody there.
And that's
did not provide an escort.
I think I brought that up during when we were watching. I said, when you give someone permission to come into your international space, you usually, especially if it's you don't know what type of what you're expecting, you'll send out a fighter squad to escort them back in to where you need them to go. Hey, land in docking bay such and such, or whatever. But that shows the incompetence of of the military and the police.
of somebody. Don't get me started. When we get to police, let me know, because I got something to say about these goofy looking.
Hey man,
sons of such and such and such and such.
But I mean, when you think about it, a lot of films plots get jump started because people are just incompetent and bad at their jobs, or it's their first day on the job, whichever one.
Yeah. You want to know what's weird though? All it.
Yeah.
So let me bring this to your attention though, which is one of those things that I kind of find weird, and I'm just thinking about it as we speak now. When you look at where they were, when they recovered Lilu from, or when they recovered the hand from the crash. Mm-hmm. The facility that they take them to, I thought would have been a military location, mm-hmm. because you had the colonel or whatever he was, the general, when he had to turn his key in order to allow them to continue to do what they were doing, or he had a self-destruct button right there, the big red button that you ain't supposed to press.
Yep.
But when she escapes, who do they call? They ain't called military police.
The police.
They call the police. Why?
Oh man!
This is a military matter.
maybe it's all the same now. As maybe they handle mostly local matters, and I don't know.
So, to my other point with that, why is the police weaponized the way that they are? They got rockets on their cars. They got machine guns on their cars.
And they're cannons on their cars. I hate to go through a routine.
He flipped the switch. Oh my God.
Hey, you stop. Like, oh, look, I just ran a stop sign. Hold up. They don't have stop signs. How do you control traffic in the sky? They all have flying cars, so how do you control the flow of traffic?
Oh, bruh, let me tell you, I have no idea. How did you even know to stop at McDonald's besides the drive-through window? What? I don't know. Like, there was no traffic sign. They got trains, okay, that look like elevators that run up almost
vertically on the
I don't know how tall, or like what the scale, vertically on the corner of the building. It's like, hey, you want to go to the 9700th floor? Cool, hop right in. Do you have your ticket? What does that look like?
Well, what was it? 300 years into the future that they would have some sort of AI controlled system that handles, traffic and all the little, meaningless other tasks like vehicle control.
Because Johnny,
really? Because speaking of that, they still got human beings taking tickets.
Precisely.
Exactly. I mean, also, Johnny, think about this. Think about how bad your average driver is. Are you trusting them in the sky?
I don't want to die I don't want to die like that.
No, like you eating.
It's already bad enough that I got to get on the road with these fools now.
Yeah. You at home, you chilling, you eating dinner with your family, and all of a sudden somebody's car come crashing through. Talk about, man, my bad, I had a tough night. You ain't asked for that.
Walk off.
Right. No, look, jump out the car and just go swan dive off the side of the building.
Hey, I
hit and run. Hit and run.
Insurance. Yeah, Jake from State Farm, man, it happened again, dog. Just like I had another car fly through my house.
Oh God!
Like, damn, you need to move.
You need to move, right?
That's probably what they'll deny you. Well, sir,
what do you
due to the fact that you live in an area with high traffic, we can't cover this claim this time.
All right, cool. I'm gonna just come through the building and I'm gonna level it. How about that? I'm gonna take a bulldozer and I'm gonna push everything through, and I'm gonna tell you, my bad. Man. I guess y'all gonna figure out how y'all need to cover this now.
Man, look. I guess there's another question too I have for y'all. You don't receive, like, apparently these buildings are like super duper tall. One is a feat of all civil engineering. I'll give them that. But
right,
you see, he was flying and he said that he's had to get down to the fog. So then you're like, is there a lower level, like a slums, where that's where everyone else stays? Or is this just
no?
Or is the world not really very habitable below a certain level?
Well,
think about it this way:
if it's like, well, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and assume that it's somewhat like the Star Wars universe. So, like the planet Coruscant, for example. So, early on in Coruscant's history, the building heights were much lower than they were in current times. So, as things progressed, as time moved on. Mm-hmm. The buildings got higher until you have the lower levels, and of course, you're the well-to-do. No one wants to live in the lower levels at that time. So, a lot of your less fortunate people end up, at those levels. So, of course, you got, all the pollution. I'm sure probably settles or something like that. That's where I kind of, drew my conclusions from. I'm like, well, shit, maybe it's like Coruscant, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That's
it's Futurama. It's Futurama, New York. Pretty much. It's the same thing. It's the same thing between the two. It's like the city has gotten so large and so populous at this point, is that it keeps going up, and then they just keep sectioning it off up and up and up and up. until you can go back to the sewer levels, which is literally old New York, which is exactly is in the same location as The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Is because it takes place in Brooklyn for the first part of the movie, the first half anyway. It's in Brooklyn.
Huh.
So, like, they literally just built on top of it. And when he parked that car, that was that lower level because you can see other buildings in the background. You can see all this other stuff, old signs, like all this stuff that's broken down and battered, and it's just dirty and dingy.
See, I guess that's one thing you always wonder because that's what I wonder. I'm like, I wonder if the fog is some type of pollution that they said, screw it, we can't take care of it. We just gonna build over top of it because you can tell it gets zero sunlight because it was dark.
That's true.
So
and that was in the middle of the day. It was early that morning.
Yeah,
it was actually like that morning because he woke up. He had to get out and go start doing his routes.
So
until all his points were taken away off of his ticket.
And he didn't even do anything, man. He was just riding along, and here come this woman just break through his car, which I got questions on her durability because you mean to tell me she can fall from a few hundred feet and land through a vehicle and not die, but bullets hurt?
Hey.
True.
Hey. Nobody said this was perfect.
And it's not even like, it wasn't just like a myriad of bullets. It wasn't just like a storm. It was just like one, well, she had like one little
one mishap.
Special loop in her shoulder. About to freaking go to the upper room. Supreme being, but about to check out because of a gunshot wound to the shoulder. Exactly. All right, gotcha.
And it's like,
Johnny, go ahead. Johnny, go ahead and hit that upper room for me.
Upper room.
With Jesus.
I used to laugh at that though, and I think I brought that up when we were watching, and I said, "Come on, man!" I said she crashed through a car and shook that off, like ate that one, like yeah, I'm good, don't worry about it. Catch one to the shoulder, now she like
I thought she.
Ouch! Oh my God, I'm dying. It's like, come on, man.
I'm dying in this vent.
It's like Family Guy.
Exactly. Oh man. No, hold on. Where were we in this? Okay. So she did escape, and one, I do agree with you when you're talking about the 3D print. Eventually, maybe if we continue to progress as a society, we can be able to make those medical, I guess you say, make those actually create something
medical
like
achievements.
Yeah.
I mean,
but with our for-profit healthcare system, I don't know if it would be beneficial to regular people.
What?
So,
no,
but hold on. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was for-profit because once again, the military was supposed to be in charge of this.
Yeah.
And so there should be a military facility and a military doctor.
Yeah.
If we go with it like we need to.
Then again,
or like we hope to.
Then again, I'm not trusting this military because they thought it was a great idea to shoot missiles into a ball of fire. Like that's going to solve the problem.
I don't think it's a good one because they decided to call the police. Like, you are the police.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, you're a world police, and you still got to call the local authorities,
the regular folks,
the regulars.
Oh man, yeah. So for those people who haven't seen the movie, evil is in an entity of like a flaming ball. So imagine a sun. Well, imagine the moon, but it's on fire, basically. And so the military intervenes because they located on the outskirts of the solar system, and they, instead of really looking and assessing the issue, whoever was the admiral or captain or whatever, decides, you know what, I'm gonna just shoot missiles into it because that's what we do. We're the American way: shoot first, ask questions later. You ain't got to decipher nothing. And so he just started.
Hold on, let's get to the root of it. Hey. Let's get to the root of it. That thing looks black. Shoot it first. Then we'll ask you what it's doing here.
Okay, yeah. Had to take it there, but it makes sense. Yeah. And
I don't care. I'm grown.
It was funny. They just start busting missiles, and it does nothing but grow. And he's like, Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. It gotta work this time.
Hold on. You get to shooting at it, and you get mad when it shoot back. What does that sound like?
Hey, you know what? You know what that sounds like. And then
Moving on.
yeah. And so again, that shows the incompetence of the local governments or entities in this outside of Debo, President Debo.
Hey, we need a cockeyed president right now.
You're right. Look, think about it. So I don't know how it works. Y'all just roll with me. So this is in the Friday universe.
Oh God.
Yeah, Debo went back.
Nope.
Got rehabbed.
Nope. I quit. I quit.
And he decided to get his life together, so he decided to run for public office and eventually became president. Don't ask.
There's no way. There's nothing about this I like. Oh, the world, Craig.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing about this that I like.
Man, ran his campaign on what you got on my 40, homie. And he was talking about, taxing the larger corporations, and that's how he ran on it. Yeah. Populist approach.
I'm gonna say hell no.
No.
Hell no to the no. Oh, hell no.
Oh man. So other than that, okay.
I can't wait to get my soundboard because I should have hauled off right then.
Oh,
that's gonna be number one on the soundboard. So stay tuned. Wait for the soundboard. When I get this soundboard, hell no is number one.
All right.
there's a lot of hell no's that happen on a regular basis.
So what else? Okay, so also moving forward, you have Lilo escapes. She crashes in my man's car. He gets the ticket for it. The cops bust on him, like literally, which is crazy.
They put 700 bullet holes. They put 700 bullet holes in the side of that taxi.
Yep.
50 Cent got shot 9 times, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't 700 bullet holes in his car. But apparently nobody got hit.
No, it's funny because it was 3 of them shooting at him. 3 of them, each one had 4 turrets, so that's 16 shots.
But hold on. Should you have confidence in these fools now? No. Because that car wasn't that far away, and they hit nothing. They didn't hit an intended target. They hadn't hit an intended target in the entire movie.
Yeah, and again,
think about how many times. You know what? They only got one. They got one, and it was the dude that they pulled out that apartment.
That's right. So it's also kind of messed up when you think about it. Because imagine if you just rolling, going to lunch, and all of a sudden you happen to run it, into their fire because there's no blockade at all. They didn't seal off an area. They just unloading. And so you all of a sudden you start taking shots to the side of your car. You like, man, what the hell?
Oh my God. Hold on. Pause for a second. Y'all can give me 60 seconds to run this off and you can time me on it. But I will tell you right now, and that goes to the incompetence of these police officers that are in this movie. No disrespect to the police officers that I like, that I know. I got some highway patrolmen that I love and respect. I got some police officers back home that I love and respect, and I got some here in Dallas that I love and respect. But when it comes to these police officers that was up in Brooklyn in this car, first of all, let's talk about one, like I said before, they couldn't hit a thing. 2, when they still got it wrong when they went looking for Corbin Dallas and they pulled the wrong person.
Yeah.
How?
First of all,
you got all this technology now.
He's an ex-military guy. Are you telling me all they had was a name? No pictures? No nothing? You can't get this information?
As far as I know, you've had military ID for years now. I mean, for at least 50.
Yeah. You don't ever lose your military ID. You get a retiree one too. So.
Right. And I was really hoping that they caught that, but they didn't.
Yeah, which means his picture's on a database somewhere. Then he's also a public servant as a taxi driver. You mean to tell me you can't get 0 pictures of this man?
Wait and pause. Didn't they say that vehicle didn't have a transponder too?
Yep.
So was he driving legally as a taxi driver, or was he off the books?
That's a good question.
Probably a little bit.
Was it a cover up? Was he
Right.
was he really was Corbin Dallas really like a secret assassin acting like a taxi driver? That's why Finger was having that discussion with him?
No. Nope, because Finger is a criminal now. Finger figured out how to work the system. When he got out the military, he said, I ain't getting paid like I used to, but guess what? His pocket's finna get right.
Are we talking
Finger
about
went and got
are we
conspiracy theories? Yes.
Hey, are you having a discussion on how the military is treated after retirement? Is that where we going?
No, I'm not speaking on this, but they killed my daddy, so we're gonna leave it alone.
All right. Even though it's also a misconception, because I hate when movies do this, and Johnny, you can attest to this. It's kind of like part of the reason that I had issues with Project Power, and I wrote with that. He was a major. That is, what is it, 03, 04? You're an officer. You ain't struggling like that, not really. You make decent living.
No.
And so,
I mean, by that time, if you're a major, obviously you fell back on your, degree emphasis or, whatever field you're in. If you're a major and, you happen to be in a medical unit, then you're probably a physician or a nurse, so.
That's what I'm saying. You are usually a professional.
You are not poor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
everyone else may be poor, but you're not poor.
Yes.
You can retire comfortably.
Hold on. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. I'm trying to remember what it is. That is hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna find. Trying to remember what rank that is. It's 03, officer rank 3. Okay, which means you probably bring in, because most likely you had to been in for at least a few years. Because you probably don't make major in like maybe 10 years down the line or something like that. It depends. So you're making at least most likely about $5,000 a month.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, if you make it all the way to like general and things like that, they don't even, first of all, they don't even have the pay on here. That just tell you how much you making.
All right, it was like classified.
Yeah. And to kind of put it in perspective.
This pay stub is classified.
Yeah. So just to put everything in perspective, you won't make that type of money as an enlisted person until you reach an E8, where you get 44,000. But anyways, moving on. We'll go back there. I just hate when movies say,
"Don't get me started on that."
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was an ex-commander in the Special Forces unit, and now he's living shanty or living in the slums. It's like, why? Did he have a gambling problem? Maybe it was a smoking problem. Maybe it was something, because he shouldn't be.
The only way that works is if they choose it. If that's their choice. It was like, I'm staying off the grid. I know what it looks like. I know how to find people that live amongst the others. It was like, if you know how to hide and get away, why not use that skill?
I mean, because you can tell when the general came to visit him. One, they found him right away, which also again is like, well, if the general can find him right away, how come the police couldn't? Never mind, we're not going to talk about them anymore.
But apparently you call the police for everything else, though.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
It's fine. Yeah. And he even said some sarcastic talk about, no, negative, I'm a meat popsicle. Which, are meat popsicles really a thing in this universe? Or, again, are they just that incompetent?
Right, because... Go, Johnny.
No, I was saying what's funny is that they actually believed it. Was like, no, I'm a meat popsicle, and so we're not going to question that at all.
Yeah,
sir, are you human?
Is that even a species? Like, okay, so just to sum up the past like 40 minutes, there's a lot in this movie that we just kind of, take it for what it is. Because once you start to try to rationalize, okay, the plausibility of a lot of the things that happen,
Mm-hmm.
Everything falls apart.
Right.
Everything falls apart.
Because if you start asking the right
It's like putting a
questions,
bath bomb in a hot tub. It just comes apart.
yeah. It's like when you start asking the right questions, you're like, wait, how come they did this? Or how come that happened? Why didn't they just, like, again, why did they have to do this whole facade of him winning some kind of prize on the radio? You're the military. Send him there. Hey, Corbin, we calling you back to do active duty. We need you to go do this mission. Here you go. Here are your tickets.
All they had to do was bump somebody else off the flight, pay them for it, and then let him do his thing. That was it. That's all they had to do. But they had to take their time, rig the contest, make sure he got the tickets, end up putting his name all across the radio, and he still didn't manage to get all this until the general shows up. And his mama calling him.
And not the insurance.
And not the insurance. He didn't even get the insurance for the trip. You got to get the travel insurance.
Yeah, that's right. I do have to ask a question, though. What was really ultimately, outside of getting draws, what was really his motivation to take the mission?
Getting the draws. That was good.
That's pretty much all I got. Like, there's nothing else.
He saw it as an added bonus. He was like, if it wasn't for her, y'all had to work a lot harder to get me to do any of this because I ain't trying to do it.
No.
But he was like, oh, so she involved? So she's really the one that's gonna save the universe. All right, yeah, I'm
gonna the world and get the draw.
Yep. Hey, I get to tap some world class. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody ever had a supreme being pushed before.
I mean, with 900 genomes, with 900 chromosomes or something like that, whatever the perfect being is that she is.
I bet you. First of all, if it's a supreme being, you probably couldn't even last 30 seconds. That's probably like splash waterfalls, like on steroids or something.
It's one of the things that you just can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it for what it is.
But what I was saying is that you can tell he wasn't too excited to see them when they showed up, and he was just like, "Oh, damn, how you find me?" That's kind of like the feeling the impression he gave off. So
he might as well have said like, "What in the you doing here, and how did you find me?"
Yeah, it would have made
like
sense.
I hadn't talked to you in years. What do you want now? I ain't like you when I left.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just tolerated you. I don't work for you anymore. And that's what he said. I don't work for you anymore.
Yep. But unlike,
why you calling me?
Unfortunately, when it comes to military, most of the time they can call you back up whenever. Even if you're still within that 8-year frame, hey, we need you back on active duty.
See, this is the thing with him though. Well, that could be the case because we don't know how long he had been out. Because I don't remember them talking about his time frame on it.
No.
So that could bear with me. Now they did mention that he was the best in his unit, but he was also the last of his unit.
Of course, because why not? Of course.
Hey,
it's like John Matrix from Commando. John, they're killing your men. Why? Who is?
You're the only one left.
Yep.
Am I?
You're always the best in them, and you're the last one in your unit. It's like, yeah, it seems to be the trend here with all these movies, but hey, it's fine.
Yeah, maybe I am just the shit, but you know what? Damn it, it's a hot steaming one too. So maybe y'all do need me, but I still don't want to go. You know what? You want me to tell you the only reason why I want to go? Because this priest just bashed me over the head.
Yeah.
And I ain't got no other choice now but to claim my name back. Yeah, I'm going. Don't worry. I'm going. I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, pretty much. It just goes to show because like even then with Zork and again, people, this movie is great. but there's a lot to unpack with it. As you know, we're still in the beginning. We're still the first 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 to 45, like literally 30 to 45 in.
yeah. So how come Zorg
But you-
with all his it would have made sense if Zorg would have rigged the contest to get his people on, because you would have to do that.
I could
That
actually
makes
see
sense.
that.
Yeah.
I could see that though, because Zorg is the one that got all this money anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got politicians in his pocket. I'm sure he got somebody in media in his pocket.
Yeah.
Like, he's in their pocket. So, I mean, why wouldn't he be the one? Like, if anything, he should have been able to pay somebody off, whether it be in the crew, to get his people in there. And not just the one guy.
No, you could send everybody. Then again, now he ain't got to do that. You got money. Buy him a ticket. It's like, why are we doing this roundabout thing?
You could have bought the Admiral out and said, hey, you need to go sleep on the couch. I got a guy coming in and sleeping in there tonight. He'll be out in the morning. But no,
it's
none of that.
It just, like, again, Johnny, you were right. When you really start asking the questions, you're like, yeah, that falls apart. Because it's like, all the issues started because... No, go ahead.
No, I'm going to cut you off, Q. Finish up, man. I got a little lag here on my end.
No, I was going to say is all the issues started because somebody dropped the ball somewhere.
Yeah, and see, and that's the sad part, man. It's like, I love the movie. Like, it's just one of those films, or as my mom calls it, pictures that you grow up with and you become, you come to love. However, as I mentioned, once you start to, it's one of those things, just kind of take it for face value. Don't look into the science of it. Otherwise you'll be highly disappointed and, we'll probably need to seek therapy, because all these years you thought this was the best movie ever, only to, realize that, hardly is possible.
Yeah.
Well, I already need therapy, so let's continue on with it.
True.
I need to finish up my sessions anyway.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. That's just one of the funniest parts. So, let's recap all the incompetencies. The military fails to actually escort the aliens who are housing the Fifth Element, and therefore the ship is destroyed by the Mangalores. Okay, that's one of the alien races that's they're bad guys, but not bad guys. I guess they're just mostly guns for hire.
They're mercenaries.
There you go.
They're mercenaries. Yep, they're mercs for hire.
Yeah, there you go. So military fails there. Military also proceeds to shoot missiles into a giant flaming ball of fire, which is like trying to shoot missiles into the sun. It just wouldn't work. It's fine. It's all fine. So yeah, that's that.
This is exactly what would happen if your son got angry with you. Like your galactic son got angry with you and just keeps getting bigger. Like, I'm gonna kill you for shooting it.
Yes, exactly. It's like trying to put a forest fire out with a squirt gun. It's fine. Let's see. You have
Go pee on it and see how it works.
More military incompetence. They allowed Lilu to escape. I guess also because there was a language barrier, so they couldn't really speak with her. But she escapes, and the police didn't try to apprehend her, and they failed at that. Police also failed to find Corbett Dallas because they're incompetent. Zorg fails to get his guy onto the plane or to the ship that goes to Flossing Paradise because he's incompetent. Yeah,
you missed one.
Oh, go ahead.
The mercenaries were incompetent because they didn't open the box to make sure they had the stones of what they were supposed to be getting. Zorg was incompetent because he did not explain to them exactly what he wanted in the boxes in the first place.
Yep.
So it all breaks down. So please do not go looking to evaluate this movie, because I think that was the biggest mistake that I've ever made, was trying to evaluate this movie instead of just enjoying this movie, because I watched it 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it until I had to analyze it, and I hated it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so it's like, because you start asking, because you're like, man, how can everybody be this bad at their job? There's no way. It's like...
Everybody.
But you want me to tell you what they were good at, though? firing 1 million people.
Being bad at their
Which
job.
Corbin, they were so bad at their job they had to fire 1 million people to make up for how bad they were from their jobs. Which Corbin Dallas was a victim of this in the first place.
Yep.
Now, Hugh, give your tidbit about that.
Oh man, so
Between Corbin Dallas and Zord,
it's actually funny. A lot of people don't. It's one of those things when you really look at it, you never realize Corbin Dallas, who's one of the main heroes and main characters of the film, and Zorg, who's the main villain, never meet once. They got the closest they got to meeting was on the ship Floss of Paradise, where they passed each other, but they never saw each other. So like one turned into a room, and then the other comes out into the room. Other than that, they never have this meeting. The villain never really got to have his, I guess you could say, his monologue or anything like that. And so I was like, that's kind of weird because that's one of the only films I can think about where that actually happens. Like, I can't think of any other one where the protagonist and antagonist never meet each other.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head either, though.
No,
because
I'm sure there is, but off the top of my head, either I can't think of one.
Yeah,
I mean, which is a unique which is a unique situation because even though, if you have to look at this from a literal standpoint, none of this works. But when it comes down to the end of it, though, when you look at even in your job, in your position right now, one of the reasons why Corbin was upset is because not only didn't get that taxi in like he was supposed to, he got it shot up, it got damaged, but then he's eating his food with the delivery driver, with the food truck at the window, and he tells the guy, like, you should check your mail. It might be good luck.
He was like, nah, I haven't had good
You
luck.
are fired. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So
you are fired. Oh, my bad.
You don't never check your mail and expect good luck.
No.
Nope. I don't check my mail.
Matter of fact,
don't check it at all. Don't check your mail. Don't check your voicemail. Don't check your text messages because ain't nobody talking about shit. So just don't check it all. I mean, just
not unless someone
just walk away.
Not unless someone is sending me a check. There ain't no good news coming in the mail. It's all bills. I always gotta owe somebody for some reason. Like, why I gotta pay?
Like, why y'all looking for money?
Yeah. Why I gotta pay for lights every month? Can't you spot me one? But
right. It's hot outside. Why this bill $300? Because it's hot. And why you want to make me pay $300 because it's hot?
Why are you penalizing me because it's hot? Like I can control the temperature. I'm just saying.
Right.
Oh,
you don't care if I die no way. You want this check to come in every month. You want this bill money to come in every month.
And
but that's just my tangent.
Oh, also, Corbin Dallas taught us how consent is a good thing. He almost got his head blown off by Lilu.
So, gentlemen, and I mean for all these fools out there in this world that are listening, and then if you got a friend that need to listen, tell them to listen. But what I want to tell you is this: somebody should shoot you for some shit like that. You should get shot for something like that, like cold-hearted, just like face gone. Like they need to take the front of your face and blow it out the backside of your head. Because you walking up on somebody trying to kiss on them because they passed out, yeah. Every woman I know knows how I feel about that one.
Yeah, you can't.
So
that. Like,
you can go kill yourself.
It's like he go in for one is creepy, man. Like you don't know this woman, and you go in to try to get you one, and all of a sudden he heard that click click. He was like, you know what, you right. That's my bad.
That tells you how proficient she is with weaponry that she might not even be familiar with. She know how that gun work.
Hey, she know how to
what that pistol do.
Hey, pull the burner on them, huh? But
get the blicky.
Hey, let's see. Where do we leave off? Okay, yeah. That happened.
So he gets the gun pulled on him.
Yeah, that happened. We got to that point because after Lilu fell into his cab, she ended up passing out, and he helps her find Cornelius. I forgot.
Cornelius.
Yeah, he's the priest of. What is the faith? Is it the faith of the element? Like they don't ever tell you what faith it is.
That's not clear what their what the faith was. I didn't see it at least.
Yeah, so he's just a priest.
I'm not exactly sure. He's a priest, but they also had other priesthoods there, like from other faiths. So when they were in with the president, as the evil was approaching, so they have multiple faiths at that time period. But what actually faith that he's a part of specifically, we have no idea.
Yeah, and so after that. That's when Corbin leaves them, talks to the homie Finger, and then that's when the whole down part of he finds out he won a contest, which again we already talked about. Why go around about? It's the military. Say, hey yo, we need to put you on this flight. You're not James Bond. We don't need to keep it covert. Hey, we got military personnel here. But anyway, okay. And that's when they actually he decides to take the mission, even though Vito Cornelius. There we go. That's his name.
Vito.
Yeah.
Yes.
He took the
all
tickets.
right.
Yeah, he took the tickets and was going to actually use his. I think David was his name.
Yep, David was supposed to take his place.
Take the place of Corbin Dallas. All right, Corbin then accepts the mission from the general because hey man, draws matter. And so he then proceeds to stop David right when he's checking in, scares him off, and then they proceed to get onto the plane. We also, during this time, Zorg dropped the balls because he sent his crony to try to get on the plane to take Corbin Dallas's identity as well. That's actually a running gag. So 3 people try to take Corbin Dallas's identity. David, who's working with the priest. You had another guy, I don't even think they said his name, who was working for Zorg. And then you had some Mangalores who were actually disguised as humans to act like Corbin Dallas. But all that occurred after Corbin already got on the ship. So anyways, and so it's another thing with Zorg. I was like, instead of calling your man back because he couldn't get on, you didn't say, hey man, don't worry about it. I got a ship. Take my ship and go. Pretend like you're a ship that needs to dock for repairs and then take care of the job. Makes sense, right?
He could have had that. He could have done that from the jump.
Instead, he decides because somehow he has connection to whatever payphone. Because they still got payphones in this universe, which is weird.
Hey, but it's 97.
I know that's true. I just thought about it. He hopped on a payphone to call his boss.
Bruh. Payphones were hot and heavy then.
Yeah. And somehow this payphone has a self-destruct button on it. Or self-destruct. Why? What purpose is that? What do you expect? But anyway,
once again, evaluation. Because if I had to sit there and break down this one part of the movie, then you have to start going off to the questions. You want to hear Derail King? Here's Derail King. What in the hell was he? Where did he plant these bombs? Did he plant these bombs at the flight station, or does Zorg own all the clothes manufacturers and put bombs on his guy? And then with the bombs that he put in it, were the bombs that sufficient to where they can take out the whole port?
Yeah,
like the whole flight deck. Like,
but then how would you put bombs in clothing? Would you feel it? Doesn't it have a weight? There's got to be an igniting source. They got to have the mechanical components. Like, how is this working? Also, what was that big pile of trash?
Hey, it's smart clothing because you.
Hey, also, what was the big pile of trash at the airport? Is this also the local dump as well as the flight as the airport? What's going on?
I wrote that down in my notes. I was like, where's the trash coming from? Like, where does the trash go? Like, you just telling me that, you know what? Everything is hollow grounds except the flight port. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing. I don't know if
y'all remember, but they mentioned, please excuse the trash or whatever. Mess, yeah. Maybe there was a spill or something. I don't know. Conveniently, when all this was happening, I don't know.
And the question is then is like, how much trash is this airport accumulating? Yeah, we're just gonna dump this over here. Like, we know you got to check in right here, but don't worry about it. Look, don't mind the smell. It's okay. It ain't leaking. We got drains over here. It's just unsightly, but can you bear with us just for the next 10 years until we get this cleaned up?
Like, think about
we got
this.
somebody that's coming to pick this up eventually. I promise you that.
Someone planned for the trash to be there. Like, you know what? Just put it over here. We'll figure it out later. And they're still trying to work on that.
They fired the supervisor that was handling it, and they couldn't figure out what to do with it because he was the only one that knew how to get the trash out. It was the one janitor that knew all the secrets to get the trash out. He knew every truck driver. He knew every receptacle engineer that walked through that building. He was the one that got fired by Zord, and that's why they couldn't handle the trash. One quick tidbit, though, or trivia question. What was the time frame for this movie? How long did it take from Corbin's entrance to the last sex scene? What was the closing scene?
2 days? Because they did
48 hours.
48 hours?
48 hours. From the time that they showed Debo with his cockeyed until they closed it out. 48 hours.
Span of 2 days, huh? See?
Span of 2 days.
But, you know, President
300 years in 2 days. My bad. Yeah. 300 years in 2 days.
Well, I mean, it's like with President Debo. Remember, he had a full day on Friday and next Friday. It all happened in one day.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, he's used to that.
No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it now.
Oh, man. You know what would have made
I don't like it.
What it would have made that position so much better is if it weren't Debo, but Bruh-Man.
Oh, God.
A President Bruh-Man, can you imagine?
No. Hustle Man. Get me Hustle Man. Give me Tracy Morgan. Give me President Tracy Morgan. That's all I need in my life. I don't need no more Debos. I don't need no Bruh-Man from the fifth floor. I need Hustle Man. I need Tracy Morgan to show up on the mic and declare war on evil.
Yeah, he hop in. What's happening?
Nope, we're not having this.
Nope. Hell no.
Yep.
When we come to destroy your planet, hell no. Nope. Mm-mm.
Yep. What's happening, Chief? So I heard you got some problems. We gonna take
play the Star Spangled Banner with a saxophone with a kazoo stuck on it.
Oh God!
Pick up the. Nah, let me stop. I gotta go.
I can actually imagine that though.
I know. Yeah,
pick up the.
Oh man! So
this is my life.
We only got to half this movie, man. It's so good. We still got a part with Chris Tucker's character. See, that's another thing. See, Chris Tucker, Debo, Smokey got his life together and got in the radio and ended up being Ruby Rod. He changed his name. See, it all makes sense. Friday and the Fifth Element in the same universe. We don't know what happened to Chris.
I don't like it here. I want to go home. Leave me alone. Stop it. Stop it.
So fun. So Chris Tucker plays a character named Ruby Raj, and he's either considered the most annoying character in sci-fi, one of them, or the most. You either love him or hate him. It's basically I enjoyed the character. I thought he was funny. He was there to do what he was supposed to do, which is be over the top, scary. He's basically a counter to Corbin Dallas's heroics, pretty much. And so it's fair. That's what would happen if a regular dude ended up in like a war zone. You're not gonna be like cool, calm, and collected. Like, yeah, let's do this.
No. See, my whole thing about it is that Corbin Dallas, even though he's supposed to be this grizzled person, he's still hilarious.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize about Bruce Willis, he started out as a comedian.
Yeah.
But it only happened to where it was like Die Hard and some of these like movies like halfway through like that first portion of his career where they tried to make him as grizzled and gritty and all this other stuff. And like they constantly keep trying to take out his comedic point as he is. He keeps sliding these jokes in every single time. And then you have Chris Tucker that pops in and he's over the top with the jokes.
Yes.
With the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have these two offsetting one another. It's hilarious for me. It was like, that was one of those things. It was like, it's that dry humor versus in your face.
Oh yeah, because I already know if I were Ruby and I was doing a radio interview and I start getting these one word, I'm gonna say, "Hey man, cut! I'm gonna choke you if you don't elaborate." Like, we got to step outside or something.
You're right. Good job. Until Corbin Dallas grabs you by the neck again and puts you 6 inches off the floor up against this wall.
That's because I wasn't ready the first time. I'm ready now. You know?
Now, this is on top of you wearing your platforms that you got on.
Man, look. So basically, the reason Ruby Rod is there is because he's just big time radio DJ. So think of, I don't know, your favorite radio person, whatever. And
think about the Breakfast Club. You got the whole Breakfast Club there, and one person.
One person.
Like your radio show is based off of that one individual.
Yes, and so his job in this particular one was to basically, part of the winning the prize for the trip is actually you get to have exclusive interviews on this particular show and be a part of Ruby Rod's entourage on the actual vacation flight, and so that's why he's involved. And then of course, fun fact about this character. Apparently, at first, it was they either wanted Lenny Kravitz for the role or Prince at the time, which I can see Prince in the role.
Hey, you want to know another crazy thing? And I think this was in a video that we had watched or that you had sent to me. The person that did all the costumes were the ones that did Madonna's pointy
the
pointed chest plate. Yeah. That's the same guy that did all the outfits for this movie. So kind of keep that in mind, that if you're old enough to remember that, that's one thing. If you don't remember that, do a quick Google search for eccentric outfits Madonna, and I guarantee you that's going to be one of the first ones that show up.
Yep. The two.
Have a fun look at it.
That one was interesting. Now, my favorite is when she was actually attractive to me. Little Kim, when she wore the purple outfit and she had only had a heart over one boob was out and she only had a heart over the nipple. I remember that.
Yeah.
Now Little Kim looks like
I remember that.
Now she looks like Lionel for some reason. But hey, man, never mind. That was rude. I should have said that.
Well, she looked like Aunt Kim. She looked like Aunt Kim or Grandma Kim.
Yeah. So basically, Corbin annoys Ruby the whole time because Ruby asks these big questions, and he's like, "Oh yeah, because radio, you want banter, you want people to say something but elaborate." Instead, Corbin will be ask him, "So, Corbin, tell me how you feel." Good. And that'll be it.
Do you remember what Corbin told him after that first interview?
Where is it?
When he pinned him up against the wall, he told him, he was like, "Well, so what's going to happen tomorrow is you're going to conduct this interview just like I'm talking. You're going to have this conversation whether I say anything or not."
Mm-hmm.
Good.
See,
it was like, you're going to make it pop by yourself.
See, this is why the whole facade of him winning the contest was just unnecessary.
It was all wrong. Because normally when you call into a radio show like that, normally you're a fan because you listen that often.
Yes.
Now you do have people that are scavengers and they just skim radio stations like they used to do just for those chances to win. They just want to be the one that calls in to do it. But Ruby Rod got his hands full with it, and they had a good old time. But then the whole premise of this was that they were supposed to meet the diva to receive the stones because she has been the one that was designated to hold the stones. So when they destroyed the ship earlier in the movie, what was supposed to happen was they were supposed to steal the crate, bring it to Zord. Zord was supposed to give them weapons because of that was going to be their reward. Lilu basically tells Cornelius that no, they thought those stones were there, but they were not going to trust them initially to us.
Yeah.
So what they did was they gave it to the diva instead, so that way that Cornelius and whoever and the fifth element herself could meet the diva and get the stones and do their job.
Mm-hmm. Okay, questions. All right, there's another question then. Why didn't the diva just end up going to Earth?
You know, because if you want to play it out, she got a job to do.
Okay.
She was the entertainment. She was the entertainment for Floston. Gotcha. So she was booked for it, essentially. So it was like one of those rendezvous.
Okay.
So like a story that I read from World War II, how they would actually take entertainers and turn them into spies because they can get into these locations.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, they were unsuspecting.
Yeah,
they were unsuspecting. Like, who would suspect them for like moving these messages back and forth? She was moving essentially a weapon or part of a weapon for another race, so she could save a race. Yeah. So in a way, like, she was like a perfect spy.
Okay, I'll accept it. Okay, next question is her colon just really, really large, or?
I knew you were going there with this.
So
got to be
once again. We need to quit trying to analyze this now.
No,
right now, because
let's just let
it. At this point, there's everything else that we say about this analysis. Everything flies out the window. All logic. Just let it go. Hold on. Isn't that the famous song from a Disney movie? Just let it go. Let it go. So I think I'm just saying. Because now, I know y'all thought we were in the weeds earlier, but if we have to go any deeper into the last 30 minutes
past the weeds at this point, my friend.
Oh God!
Oh yeah, we're in the soil right now.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, if you from the southeast at all, we in the red clay, we in the mud, because ain't nothing else left for that.
Just to let people know, this is why I ask. It's funny when you think about it. So they find
I think our mouth is just that big, though.
That could be a plus. You know,
I think she got an unhinged jaw like a boa constrictor.
You know, hey man, I'm sure somebody would definitely. You know, somebody is hitting that.
You know, we don't stop right there.
I'm just saying, you know, somebody.
She's already all of 8.5 feet tall. I think she's running everything.
Okay.
I think she runs everything.
Okay, I'm going to just say this. For how we know certain men or women, doesn't matter, if they see that, their first thoughts are, I want to fuck that. I wonder what it's like. She's blue. That's all you need. Right there, she's blue and she got tentacles. Let's go.
Well, you ain't lying. Somebody's there, right there with it.
Yeah.
And she got what looked like 4 dreadlocks out her head?
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it, because it wasn't hair. It was not hair.
And she got like a little xenomorph head thing going too with the hook. But it's funny because then you gotta think, well, she put like, you know, triangular 6x6 stones in her stomach, like all at once. She go hard.
Bro, I told you, she got an unhinged jaw, like a boa constrictor or python. All she got to do is just drop that jaw, and push him down there. It's just like the Mask when he swallowed that bundle of dynamite. He dropped the jaw and shoved it right on in there.
What happened, Britannia? What happened?
He dropped it in there. If y'all could only see the motion that I'm making right now.
Oh man! So all right, again, to give people the rundown, for those who haven't seen it. I guess we also forgot to give a spoiler alert, but this is a 23-year-old film. I don't think you can spoil.
You know what?
23-year-old
Ain't no spoiler alerts. If you come to this is your alert. You look. If you clicked on this, more than likely the title told you what we were talking about anyway, even though it might look dumb. But you lost if you clicked on that button because I'm not giving you a spoiler alert. I love you. I love all of y'all because we are one child. But if you come here, if you get what you get. Like sorry, but I'm not sorry.
So
you get what you get.
The Mangalores. Oh, damn, we skipped the part. So Zorg basically double-crossed the Mangalores because he got them the stones. Well, they thought they got him the stones, but they found out the box was empty. And after that, they did that for exchange of weapons. But since the box was empty, Zorg wanted his weapons back. But they basically said, hey, man, we risked our ass out there. We need something. All right, they got a couple boxes. Fine, whatever. And then this is also a funny part because I'm like, he gave them rifles with gave them rifles with a self-destruct button on it. But anyways, and so the Mangalores attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, let's derail. But yeah.
Yeah. Kick your ass. Dirty motherfucker. Ain't worth a damn.
Oh man.
Man.
I know my worth a long time ago. I ain't shit. But anyway, moving on.
All right.
So continue.
Yeah. Mangalores attack the ship. And then that's when the whole shootout starts, and the blue lady gets shot in the stomach, and she finds out. Well, Corbin finds out the stones are in her stomach. It's like, okay, we'll roll with it.
All right. Now, once again, this is that point where I told y'all for the last 30 minutes of this movie, if you try to break this down, everything falls apart because that gunshot that shot her. Suppose it came from the other side of the ship. Right in the stomach, but from the other side of the ship. How? There was nobody shooting in the crowds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Once again, moving on.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. Because once again, if you get to thinking about this, you're going to be on this one part for 20 minutes. Because I did it while I was watching in the middle of the movie. I said, where did that shot come from?
No, it looked like an explosion. Like all of a sudden, there was like a self-destruct device went off in her stomach and just boom.
Yeah, like her stomach exploded.
Yeah. Like,
it was time to go off right in the middle of her performance as she did her finale. But it started popping off before that. No, thank you. But anyway, continue.
All right. After that, they get the busting. Everybody get the clapping. And basically, Corbin has to fight back the Mangalores, and he ends up doing that. Zorg also shows up on the ship because he said if you can't do things right, which he hasn't, you might as well do it yourself. He fails at that too.
Pause.
Okay.
There's one thing to it. Remember earlier we were talking about when Evil calls. Do you pick up the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Evil called the phone.
Yeah.
He didn't do telepathy.
Mm-mm.
He didn't do a heavenly messenger.
Mm-mm.
He didn't even send a demonic messenger. Mm-mm. This fool called the phone, and Mr. Shadow's on the line. You told me to let you know when Mr. Shadow's on the line, and Mr. Shadow's on the line.
Yeah.
And then, but this is what gets me. Zorg tells him that he couldn't get everything done like he was supposed to. Mr. Shadow gets upset. What does Mr. Shadow do? Mr. Shadow comes in and makes chocolate syrup come out his forehead.
Yep. Which is the second time he did it, because he did it to one of the military dudes in the beginning. Which you're still like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like him having an aneurysm or something? Like, what's going on?
Right.
But hey, never mind.
Like
the reason why I say
right out of the forehead.
Yeah, right out of the forehead. So the reason why I say chocolate syrup, if you look at it, it don't look like blood. It's supposed to simulate blood, but it don't look like blood. It looks like somebody is off camera over their head, dropping chocolate syrup on the center of their forehead and letting it ride down.
Yep.
What James? Could it have been? It actually was blood, and we were just hungry, and we were just thinking chocolate syrup.
I mean, it's possible.
No, bro.
Maybe.
If you want an ice cream sundae, you just want an ice cream sundae. That ain't got nothing to do with that chocolate syrup that fell on Zor's forehead right then.
Man,
Okay.
Or the admiral that was on the ship either. So, it would be different. It came out the
It wasn't
nose.
like it was the ears or the nose or any
Right.
other orifice.
Like,
it was
that would make sense.
Like, who's
Not even out the eye.
Who was the medical correspondent in this film to say that was a plausible area for blood to
just to come out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, a nose.
You know what, y'all? Yeah. Once again, the more you drill down into this movie, the more you're gonna hate it, and we don't want to hate it. We want
to, especially in the last 30 minutes, because Hershey must have had a contract with McDonald's at some point, because McDonald's had them arches in there.
Yeah.
But Hershey's was more than likely the one that produced this chocolate syrup that came down the forehead of two men in this movie. One at the beginning and one at the end. In the beginning, in that drip drip.
Yeah, because you got to ask.
Cardi B said drip drip.
Like evil, man. Why the forehead blood your go-to, though? Like,
but you know what? Once again, I ain't even finna go down this route because I can be a horrible individual just right now with that one joke. So we're going to move on to the next one.
All right. And then, so we go on further. Lilu finds the Mangalores and thinks they're looking for the stone. So she beats their ass. Like, nothing. It's cool. But this is also where power levels become so inconsistent, like Dragon Ball Z. Because, again, like I said, she crashed through a cab earlier, but took a bullet to the shoulder and was down. Whatever. Corbin Dallas, they find her, rescue her, and then they bounce. Zorg finds out that he didn't get the stones like the incompetent man that he is, because now you're wondering, how did this... Okay, just because you're rich doesn't mean you're smart. That's fine. And then...
Really now?
Then he set a bomb, and he tried to deactivate the bomb, but somehow the Mangalores had access to said bomb as well. Don't ask questions.
No. They had a separate. Separate bomb.
They're right. They had a separate bomb that actually had around the same amount of time. Why?
Look, move it on.
No.
Don't do it.
Because the plot demanded it. That's why. That's where we gonna go.
Once again.
Oh man! And then all of a sudden we need to make Lilu start hating humanity, so she Googles war and sees everything war related. Now she's like, "Nope, I can't save humanity," even though she just got through whooping niggas' asses in the streets.
Hold on, I'm gonna give y'all a look. I'm gonna give the audience a little context on that one. So Lilu, in order to learn and to catch up on what she's missed about the Earth's cultures and everything else, she essentially downloads an encyclopedia into her head. And what I mean by that is she takes a big ass CRT monitor from 1997, and this is 23 something, 27 something. 2263, 777 9311. So she's sitting up here with this CRT monitor looking at this and absorbing all of this content in literally minutes. So she goes from the letter A and she goes all the way to the letter V. Well, she got to the letter U. She has not made it to V. She was just making it to V because Corbin has to tell her that V is significant because you got valiant, you got values and all these other things. But then she gets back to the point to where she's in the ship with Corbin as they're getting ready to save the world and go back to Earth, to go back to this pyramid, to go get aligned. She learns about war. And she starts questioning everything about, is this even okay? What is the purpose of protecting this world when y'all are just going to mess it up again? Like, what's the point? What's the point of it all? Like that, why is there even a fight about good versus evil when you're going to destroy this anyway? I'm going to help you fix this world. I'm going to help you protect this world. And all you're going to do is destroy it again.
Yep.
That's the battle that she faces at that point in the movie. And hence, there's only 15 minutes left of this movie at this point.
Yes. And it's kind of
Continue.
It's pressed in there because, like, why is she doing this now? Wouldn't this be the first thing you do? Did she catch up on all the history when she first came out? You mean to tell me you're running the 80 war and stuff?
But she was going by alphabet. Like, so I think it was a thesaurus or a dictionary. Because if it were the encyclopedia, I don't even know. If it were an encyclopedia, she should have already come across war.
Yeah.
She should have already come across famine. She should have already come across all these things. But I think it may have been a dictionary. Okay. You know what? It had to be a dictionary because Corbin starts breaking down words and not events for an encyclopedia.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
So he says values. He says, all these other words that start with V that he mentioned at that point. But it was all in an effort. She was basically looking at a dictionary when she actually had that screen up.
Yeah.
She was just learning words. Because she was learning the English language at the same time when he was trying to teach her.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these things.
All right. So now she's reluctant, but they end up getting back to Earth in the Egypt, which let's talk, the pyramids housed everything. First it was a Stargate, now it's actually, a weapon. Fine. The pyramids do everything. We'll roll with it. So they get in.
Oh, the Mondashawans, they the ones that built the pyramids apparently. So, that's how they work. Yeah. That's how they roll.
Makes
they
sense.
Show up every 5,000 years dropping new pyramids.
Yeah. And so they get in there. They try to set up the weapon and then everything. Even though again, they were kind of assholes because nobody has instructions on how this stuff works. And then Lilu gives like the most generic explanation. Fire burns, wind blows. It's like, oh shit, really? Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Hey, hold on. Would you want me to tell you who really saved the world? David.
By accident.
David saved the world. David saved the world by accident, by accidentally exhaling on the windstone.
Yep.
As he put it in place.
Yep. And it's also dickish because there's no resources for these things. Like, you would think if you have this arbitrary thing that you have to accomplish in order to use a weapon, you would have some resources there. They would have some flint with something to cause a fire. We have like maybe a little area where you can get water, wind, anything.
No. You got wind. You got wind in the desert. You got earth in the desert. You ain't got no fire.
No fire, no water.
You ain't got no water.
Think about it.
You are missing.
That's an asshole thing to do. They put it in the desert where there's zero water. Unless you find an oasis.
You got 2 or 5 ingredients. You got 2 or 5 ingredients missing for this cake. Can you make cake? No. And you ain't getting this cake.
And so we get lucky because Corbin Dallas happened to have one match left in his pocket.
Now, we didn't even mention. Look, we ain't even mentioned the 8-foot long cigarettes that they got that got like 7 foot worth of filter and 6 inches worth of actual cigarette. Yeah. It's called so that's for another day. Oh, but I didn't realize how prominent these cigarettes were. But Ruby Rod actually smoked one of the same ones too. Mm-hmm. His cigarette was bent, like old stuffed up cigarette in the pocket.
Hey man, that was a
right.
They figured, well,
a Lucy. It was a Lucy.
See, that was the genius behind some corporate guy. They say, man, if we make the filter longer and the cigarette part shorter, we can sell more cigarettes.
Yeah, we can help you break your habit. Mm-hmm. You just bought 37 cartons of cigarettes to last for the month.
Oh man. And so, of course, at the end, it does go generic where love heals all and saves the world because he basically, Corbin tells Lilu that he loves her, which she should be more pissed off because there's no way you love me after 48 hours and you ain't even got to get that. At least if you would have got something, you would have at least been you would have felt compelled to say I love you. But none of that happened.
Wow. Really? Just after that? That's when you should feel compelled?
I'm just saying. There was something about it. You got a reason to lie at least. Maybe he's lying.
No, that they just
get some.
God. That's a loose term to throw around like that.
I know.
Yeah, I love you. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Mm-mm. Don't do that.
Hey,
you don't love me. You do not love me.
Especially telling that to a supreme being who probably can snap your neck, just by thinking about it. But hey, it's fine.
I know, right? Supreme being.
Oh man,
me supreme being. But yeah,
he finally got permission to give her a kiss, and then this magic beam shoots out her mouth, and it stops.
After all that,
yes,
yeah, that beam strikes evil within Earth's atmosphere, like right around Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
And now it's just a mass just kind of hanging up there. Now we got two moons.
Yeah. And
we got the dark moon and we got a regular moon.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about.
We're not talking about tidal effects or anything. I'm sorry to cut you off, but just popped up. Ocean screwed. Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much we're done. That will have a major impact on our, but it's details, man. Details. Don't worry about that.
Tidal waves, 700-foot waves crashing in the coastal cities.
The coastal cities are gone, but hey, it's fine. It's all fine. Also, let's talk
there are no glaciers left at this point in 2263.
Yeah. One thing.
There are no earth.
Sci-fi movies love sky beams for some reason. Also, how lucky are they that evil just happened to fly in that actual trajectory? Like, it wasn't like seeking, like it wasn't like a beam that went out to find this. It was just in the way. So
it was straight there. It said like, hey, I know where he's coming in there.
It's like walking in front of a cannon. A cannon can't move, but you're gonna walk in front of it.
I'm gonna walk in the direct line of sight of a cannon. Yeah. Yes.
Just move slowly.
You remember the 1930s? When they shoot the cannon and the guy just takes it and absorbs it in the stomach?
Yeah, man. You're right. Eat those like Scooby snacks. You know how I go.
Well, yes. So, guys, this has been our breakdown of the Fifth Element with Blerd Confidential.
Not filth.
Filth. My bad.
Filth.
See, I'm letting my polite, proper structure take me out of it. It's the filth element, and you got to stress the last F. Filth. I mean, there got to be a little spit and air come between your lip and your top teeth when this happens. Filth. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to teach you how to say filth. It's filth, F-I-F, element.
Make sure to throw up 4 fingers when you
I don't care how you spell element. Yeah, you got to show your dyslexia and your lack of knowledge by throwing up the 4.
Lack of knowledge.
Throw up your 4s, because that's filth. Because that finger, that thumb that's tucked in is actually the filth. So if you can see my hand right now, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of the Blerd Confidential. Please sure to check us out. now he wants a sandwich, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. He's going to round this nightcap off with a sandwich, a local craft beer, and maybe some... He gonna do a home invasion at the same time. He gonna be sipping on a filth of diplomatico rum. So he gonna be all kinds of in there of filth. Yeah. Once again, put your foes up for filth, not foes, but filth. And 4, it's no 4s. It's no 4s. It's foes. F-O''S. Or just F-O-S. Whatever one you want to go with. Foes. Don't confuse this with your opponent. A foe is foes. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Johnny, Q, y'all got anything y'all want to plug before we roll out of here?
I did want to say we did just I finally created the Blerd Confidential YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for new content to be added there. Eventually, we might even start putting things like this on when we can get our video streaming stuff on par, and probably give you some visuals with this stuff now. Also,
I'm gonna go buy me a whole green screen for $30.
Hey,
a whole,
rather
a whole one. Yeah, it's gonna be made out of a spray painted sheet, and it's gonna be held up by wires from my ceiling and some clothespins. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Also, stay tuned for some more Destiny streams, and that's probably where the location I will start sending those as well. So yeah, if y'all just want to catch us behind the camera or behind the mic and just listen to us banter off on just random things, then hey, check out the stream too when we get that going. And other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what I got. If you do listen to us on places like Apple, please leave a review. Go ahead and give us a rating and yeah, share. Let folks know about us and we appreciate it.
What you got going on, Johnny?
Man, not a whole lot other than the fact that it's 11:40 and I'm borderline dyslexic due to lack of sleep. But nah, not a whole lot. Stalker Actual Gaming on YouTube. Definitely appreciate those of you who have already swum by and all that fun stuff. And just leave us some feedback. Like I don't think we've got any feedback or anything. I don't know if y'all has seen anything or whatever. But yeah, if y'all just drop us a little feedback. Let us know, if you guys are tired of hearing us banter or whatever, it's kind of let us know where we're at so we can make adjustments and ensure that we are providing a quality service for you, the listener. That's all I got, John.
Absolutely.
Well, fellas.
And I would say the same thing, guys. Just make sure that check out social media. We got Q at what's your Instagram? It's QSimpo5.
Yes, I believe on Instagram is QSimpo5. On Twitter is _Q_the_great.
And Johnny, you can reach him at Stalker Actual Gaming on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram.
Straight all pretty much. And make sure y'all vote. Please make sure y'all register to vote for the 2020 U.S. election. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, and let me tell y'all something about that right now. I don't want to hear your complaints if you didn't vote. I really don't care. You don't matter to me, and that's all it is to it. Because at this point, you have the opportunity to voice your opinion. Look, it's bare knuckle boxing over here. I bust you in the mouth. I ain't gonna go into one of my lyrics for one of my favorite songs, but we're gonna leave that go. So I'm gonna put it to you like this: right now, you got the right to express your opinion. You get your rights to march and protest peacefully, but you also have your right to vote. So right now, this is your time to make that choice. If you don't like the direction that this country is going right now, that is your chance to make this known and put your vote in. We can have conversation about that. We can have conversation on anything that you would like. I will entertain just about everything. Just about. Yes. But I am not entertaining you if you're talking about I ain't vote. I don't care. A lot of people die for this. Some people say that they don't care about that. I don't care about you either. All I care about is people that are willing to do what it takes to get it done. And if you can't do what it takes by getting out there to make that vote happen, that's on you. Like, I'm going to go exercise my right to go vote. And then I'm going to talk shit about everything else that I want to talk about just because I got the chance to. So right now, there are a lot of people that won't make this election because they will probably pass away before that happens. Mm-hmm. Somebody will probably get incarcerated and sent to prison for this and lose their right to vote, which I don't think that's necessarily the best way to handle it either.
Yeah.
So we're going to say that for another episode. Mm-hmm. So we're going to put it this way. If you need to register to vote, you can always search Google for Rock the Vote, and they will make sure that they find your local precinct. If you're stuck up on Facebook and Instagram, like we just gave you our credentials for that, you can also look at the top of that page because now they're plastering across both platforms because Facebook owns it. So please do your due diligence. Learn about your candidates that you have in front of you because this is all you got right now. So either take the chance to do this, write one in. I don't care who you write in at this point. Exercise your right to vote. And that's all I got from me.
All right.
And if you want to find me on social media, find me. We're going to send links out to everybody for everything. So that way we'll send it to all the social media. We're going to drop it on our pages. So that way, no matter what, if you want to reach us, we will happily take any criticism that you have. We'll look at it and we'll try to adjust from there if we see fit. Because sometimes, even with this platform, we're doing this because we enjoy it. We enjoy hanging out with each other and we just want to talk. but also we want to make sure that we can give you a great experience at the same time too.
All right. Well, shoot, other than that, I ain't got nothing else, fellas. Again, we appreciate y'all, all the listeners, and yeah, that's. I think that's it. Y'all be easy though, man.
That's pretty much
That is it, guys. Drop the bomb, drop the mics, drop mic and go.
We out.